Welcome back. In other news, the Supreme Court has not given its decision yet on the 1993 blast convict Yakub Memon's plea today. The top court heard Yakub's plea against his hanging in detail, but said it needs to be heard more. The hearing will continue at about 10:30 tomorrow morning. Memon has challenged the legality of the death warrant, saying it was issued even before he could exhaust all legal options. Memon also said he was not represented in the proceedings at the trial court when the death warrant was issued. The death warrant, remember, was issued on the 30th of April, but he was informed of the warrant only on the 13th of July. Yakub argues that the death warrant therefore violates the guidelines laid down by the Supreme Court for mercy in death sentences. During the arguments, the Maharashtra government said Yakub's petition is frivolous and the death warrant is totally legal, as both the Maharashtra governor as well as the President of India have already rejected his mercy plea. Anusha Soni now joins me on the phone line. Anusha, very quickly, just take us through the highlights of the hearing.
Vidika, as you rightly mentioned about the key points that Memon has raised before the court. Now, there are two essential points he's raising. One, as you mentioned, that when the death warrant was issued by the Tada court, he was not represented in the proceedings. It was after a delay of over many months that he was in fact informed that a death warrant has been issued. Under the Supreme Court guidelines, there's a judgment in the case of Shabnam of 2014, which lays down very clear principles, constitutional principles of what is the procedure that should be followed when a death penalty has to be executed. Now, the key argument is that all of this entire procedure is in violation of his rights under the Constitution and the Supreme Court precedents. There were then the arguments, Attorney General Mukul Rohati himself appearing for the government of Maharashtra and the centre, and he said that such kind of frivolous petitions should not be allowed once the president has already rejected it, governor has rejected it. It's completely valid in law. But of course, there's a deadlock. This is an ambiguous portion of law. And in the case of, Rajiv Gandhi killers, the Supreme Court Constitutional Bench is actually scheduled to take a review of the matter. However, in the case of Yakub Memon, the Supreme Court is likely to take a call tomorrow, and we'll have some clarity on this matter, whether the death penalty will be executed on the 30th of July this month or not.
All right, Anusha.